until the first meeting in, council meeting in December, which would be December the 2nd, provided that the representatives of the utilities and the companies here today, represented here today, and perhaps others who were not, but are involved in this, that they get with our counsel, Mr. Wade, prior to November the 30th. Discuss the latest. All
right, that's been moved and seconded by several folks. Is there any objection to holding this matter as Mr. Boyd laid out? Does Mr. Wade know this? He's not sitting here.
And we'd like to ask for a second same night minutes at night.
Sure.
There he is.
Mr. Wade, the motion's been made to hold item 33 to the next meeting, to do same night minutes that meeting, and for you and other city officials to sit down with the telecommunications industry between now and then.
November 30th. November 30th.
By November 30th. You have a...
I mean, as compared to approving it and not approving the minutes until the next meeting?
No,
to allow us to go ahead and work together?
His motion is to move the third reading till the first meeting in December and do same night minutes.
Provided you have a meeting with...
And have the meeting.
I mean, it's your ordinance. I would...
Well, just put in the queue.
I would prefer to have something in place to be able to talk to the judge, but it's your ordinance.
Okay. Go ahead and set up a special item number 1 because we're having some people put their names in the queue. And I'll go ahead and call Mr. Lowry.
Mr. Wade, when are you doing court? What is the court date on this issue?
We have a court date on the 2nd.
Which is the same day as our council meeting.
Yes, that morning.
So this places our attorney at a disadvantage if he has to go to court without something in hand.
Correct.
If he goes to court and this passes, we can always, under our rules, amend it at that time on the 2nd in the afternoon.
Before the minutes are read, yes, you could.
So...
And I was going to, I mean, I'm not adverse to working with them to iron out any details. I don't think we're ever going to agree on the legal issue of how we compute the fee. That's just not going to happen. If that's what you're expecting to happen, you can just forget about that. That's going to have to be resolved by a higher authority above my pay grade and above yours. But as to the operational things, you know, John Cameron called me and said that Nathan Bix wanted to meet with him, and he said, I will do so if you're there present. And I don't have a problem meeting with any of them to try to iron out these issues, but it will give me some ability to try to move my other issue to give me the time to address it. Otherwise, I'm going to be forced to litigate this issue, and your voice may be irrelevant at that point.
I would like for our voice to be heard in the court. And while this may sound strange, if there is a unanimous vote in favor of this, Mr. Wade could take this to the court, but yet everyone on this body would be free to bring it back up the evening of the 2nd for any amendments or reconsideration based on any new information. So everybody would have that right. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Flynn.
Thank you. And if I'm understanding Mr. Wade correctly, and the purpose of Mr. Boyd's amendment is or motion, is to get some sort of working together relationship. But we have the separate item of the court case going. So might I suggest that, as the Attorney Wade suggested, if we pass this and we're not looking for same night minutes tonight, we still have it on the, it will be on the minutes for the next meeting. He could still set a meeting in that time period. So maybe the motion is to have a meeting by that time period. He would still have the voice of the council in the court, but there would still be an avenue for any fruits of that meeting to be put on the table.
Yes, sir, and let me go further to say that by the time we appear before Judge Mays, we would have had a meeting to determine in which ways the city is amenable to modifying the ordinance, and they would be, I mean, that would be delineated, and he would kind of know from the perspective that he's looking at, some things are not going to change, and then he can take that to heart, okay? So I think that's a viable solution to my problem. I mean, and there's a problem that the city faces right now.
Mr. Boyd, does that achieve your goals as well?
Thank you for asking. I just wanted to be certain that our legal counsel will meet prior to November 30th with those individuals.
I can't look at his calendar and know if he has that time, but I would make it December 1st probably because of the
Could you ask
Thanksgiving.
him?
Mr. Boyd, I had intended, if Mr. Bix was here, to go meet today. I'm not adverse to doing it as soon as possible.
Thank you. Yeah, that's all. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Flynn, Mr. Chairman.
So is that changing your motion?
I'm withdrawing if we
All
just go ahead and
Then do its
take
substitute.
this up to item 33 now.
All right, so the
Without,
motion,
without same 9 minutes tonight.
the motion's been withdrawn then. So
I
we'll
would-
go back to item 33. Right.
Thought I still had the floor, but
Well, the motion's not on the floor.
touche.
All right, item 33. Mr. Lowry, did you want to speak? You're first in the queue on item 33.
Well, I've just said what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Halbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate Councilman Boyd for attempting to try to pursue this in a different manner. I do want to say, Attorney Wade, that with all due respect, I am a little concerned that this issue came to the council at this 5th hour in the manner that it has. And just as you all could have met today, you could have met yesterday, you could have met last Friday, please, in the future, if we could try to avoid getting in this position, because to receive a document this morning that had additional changes, that's just, I mean, I just, that's, and I'm not looking for anything to be editorialized, Attorney Wade. You shared with us today that there were the documents you gave us today with the red lines. That was the first time we got it. And I mean, it's just, I don't think we should be conducting business in that way. And in an effort to avoid us getting to this point, and this is for all business, whether our executive administrator gets it, you get it, the chairman gets it, I just don't want us to come to this table with these kinds of open-ended concerns. And so I can't say that I'm going to support it or not, because I'm trying to let my last few seconds thoughts kind of kick in here. But I would like to see the business a little more together than it is, especially when it comes to litigation. Because I didn't think to really ask you today if we can we ask the judge for a delay in a couple of days, or, you know, that's out of the question, or.
Councilwoman Halbert, if I could, I would, and I
Okay.
have, and it hasn't been successful.
That's fine. I guess my only concern is this is a major issue, and to have received notice that this document, this issue, was posted on the website October the 30th, and these individuals who came before us then had an opportunity to respond. They weren't even, I mean, this morning in the meeting you said that they saw the notice just like everybody else did on the website October the 30th. And so in the future, if you all could just try to work through these kinds of issues, especially when you need the vote of the council, because we have to listen to and trust our legal advisor. And I just don't want to feel like I feel like I keep running into this over and over again. And a lot of times people laugh and giggle and make a mockery out of the fact that some of us are saying, this is our first time seeing this. There are some times that that's happening, and it's not funny, it's not fun,